care about.
Good man.
All right,
Good
Zach,
man,
get back
Zach.
to work. Sorry to take you from your busy day, but thanks so much, and good luck with the overtime, and I'm sure we'll see you before we get out of here, okay?
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Thank you. That's Zach.
Thanks, Zach.
Yeah, bye.
That's my captain. My captain, right there again.
I mean,
you know,
kept
you
it-
do your yield speak with people sometimes.
And you know what? And thanks
when
for
you
the
try to
support,
speak to
by the way.
to the working man, akin.
Akin, it's
pithy,
an easy word.
pithy, tell me, ye old Mister Man with my painted
like
nails.
And you know what's
Talking down.
fantastic?
Yes.
I can talk like Ben Franklin all day and never turn a trap upside down.
Mike, he gave you a
like to
5.
see you out there.
A strong 5.
Five
Hey,
is
I'll
good.
take a 5. I'll take for my first run out there. I'll take a 5.
First run
and,
for a quarter of a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we mentioned at one point he said, "You want to haul a trap?" And I said, "Yeah." Oh, do I? And so we and I took 3 runs at it because I was afraid of running it over. And so
Oh, you mean he lets you steer the overtime?
steer the boat.
I'm
Yes, the
excited you
overtime.
actually went on, man. That's pretty cool.
It was very, very cool. I enjoyed.
you didn't hurt
every single
yourself?
minute. Well, to be honest, can you see the
Oh,
arm?
look at that.
Can you see?
Not
Now
bad,
that's
not
not
that
bad,
bad,
but I
not
mean
bad at
that would be the forearm where the traps are hauled, and every single time, and they're made out of wire. They're metal.
You
so,
didn't wear
they're not
long
wood.
sleeve.
No, I didn't. I wore short sleeves. I mean, it was a warm day, so
Yeah.
it was just the oil pants and the short sleeve and a jock and a cup. No, shoulder pads, shoulder pads, and a bonnet. That's what I wore
We
yesterday
have to
when I was
beware
out
of the
there.
sun, of course.
Yes, it was. But you know what? It really you gain an appreciation for that industry and what people did. I mentioned this on the show.
If
yesterday. It was
you
fantastic.
were cast for Discovery's Dirty Jobs, if you were the Mike Rowe, if it was Mike O'Mara, Dirty Jobs,
Right,
it would have been.
I don't have the machismo of a Mike Rowe. Although the machismo of a Mike Rowe is kind of a phony machismo, in my opinion. He's like that. Where he always talks like that. He's beaten me out for a couple of narration jobs, so I think he's a stain. So that I true.
It would have been Dirty
tough guy,
Job.
Mike Rowe with
Dirty
my
job.
cat.
Yeah.
Dirty job.
With my,
Or
no,
salty job.
Salty job.
Salty
quarter
or
of a
salty,
job. Quarter day of a job.
That's right.
And I told you that I had the whelks that he gave me, right? The little
Yes.
snails that are in the shell that I brought home, and I steamed and I ate them, and then it was not good, not my cup of tea.
Oh, no.
He later brought me the pickled whelks. And that's the thing, by the way. A lot of foods, when they pickle them,
Sure.
that means they're just not really edible if they're not pickled.
Right.
You know? And so the pickled whelks were. In fact, I might still have them in the refrigerator. I could go down and show you the pickled
I'd
whelks.
like to see
but
them.
Yeah, I'd love to see them.
I might show you. And
I've never
again,
seen a
might.
whelk.
I believe
might
the
not.
pickled whelks are playing games this Friday night. No cover charge. So
Yes,
come
the
on out
pickled-
come out and see them.
Come out and see the pickled
Just
whelks,
a real
everybody.
snail?
But it's
Pretty cool.
it's a deep water snail
Cool.
type of thing. They're eaten over in Europe a lot.
Those jerks.
Those idiots. Those complete idiots there. So, Oscar, you didn't hear the recap. Any other questions? And then we're going to put the whole lobstering thing to bed for this year.
I wanted to say that I know that we break your balls, but I don't know that there are even our audience right now. There are a lot of guys that would say, "Yes, I want to go take a day out of my vacation,
Right.
essentially, and." Go on a lobster boat and actually see firsthand what they do for a living. So thank you for taking that one for the show and actually being enthusiastic enough to go check it out and see
what you don't
it's like.
realize about these guys, and Zach in particular, is the upper body strength, which is just dreamy. I mean, the fact is, hauling 700 traps, you're
ripped.
hauling these
You
things.
are
You're ripped.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like that to look at the guy, but you realize that he could give you the chest push and put you through a wall because of the and then the bait box, which was just like me picking up the herring. Going,
Did he push you away at any moment, like on Deadliest Catch?
No, he just
Where
gave
you're
me a
like, you're
gentle
gonna get
hug.
hurt, Greenhorn.
No,
Greenhorn.
he's I am not. It was fine. It was just a big bowl of okay.
That's good.
Everything was
And a
okay.
5 is a good rating.
And a
Yeah.
quarter.
Well,
of a
you heard
day-
it today. He was on the phone talking to us, and his stern man was hauling traps.
Exactly.
Something that I really didn't do.
A quarter
that,
of a day. So
successfully.
you came in at what time? Just for reference?
We left at 5:30
Yes.
a.m. We left at 5:30 a.m. We hauled 2 traps and came in at 5:45.
Oh.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Morning, Pee-wee.
Look, Francis,
Today is my birthday, and my father said I can have anything I want.
Good for you and your father.
So guess what I want?
A new brain.
No, your bike. Oh, what's so funny, Pee-wee?
It's not for sale, Francis.
My father says everything's negotiable, Pee-wee.
I wouldn't sell my bike for all the money in the world. Not for $100 billion, million, trillion dollars.
Then you're crazy.
I know you are, but what am I?
You're a nerd.
I know you are, but what am I?
You're an idiot.
I know you are, but what am I?
I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I?
I know you are, but what am I? Infinity.
No, I'm not. You
You
are.
are.
No way. Knock it off. Cut it out.
out.
Oh, shut up, Pee-wee.
Why don't you make me?
Why don't you make me?
Because I don't make monkeys. I just train them.
Oh, Pee-wee.
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
Remember the first time I saw your bike? You were riding past my house, and I came running out to tell you how much I liked it even way back then.
I love that story.
You'll be sorry, Pee-wee Herman.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his office chair, here's Mike.
Check out the filmography on Francis. I don't think you wouldn't be seeing any Oscar Award nominations there. I don't think that'll
it's
happen.
an honor just to be nominated. Mike.
Absolutely. Coming to you live from the Cappy Pfeiffer studio in the heart of our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., Pope time. This is the Mike O'Mara Show.
It's Pope time.
It's Pope time. On the air and online worldwide, the Mike O'Mara Show is a daily radio show and podcast with the greatest listeners on the planet because they get it. And if you're here, you do too. Our show today brought to you by Blinds.com. September is a great month to let a little light into your home. I love the people at Blinds.com. I've dealt with them personally, and I've put the plantation shutters in my kitchen, and I put the blinds in my bedroom. September is the perfect time to get roller shades from Blinds.com. They are stylish and easy. They come in 3 different levels of openness. Solar roller shades give you a great view to the outdoors, but still block the UV rays. Light filtering roller shades give you privacy, but still let light into the room. And then for Elvis Presley, blackout roller shades, everybody, come in great patterns and colors, but block out all of the light, so they're ideal for media rooms, bedrooms, and nurseries. Blinds.com has them all, and they'll save you money as well. And their customer service folks are the best in the business. Great people to deal with. Their sure fit guarantee. If you measure wrong, like I did at one point, Blinds.com will remake your product for free, even if it's your mistake. Blinds.com always takes care of their customers. Roller shades, remember those. They're the best way to let some light in this fall. Go to Blinds.com and start saving on roller shades today. You'll see easy in a whole new light with Blinds.com. Now, lots to cover on today's show, and I don't like to, as much as I do monopolize the conversation a lot, I want to just get this out of the way because this is my psychotherapy.
All right.
Then we will move on to Oscar's illness. We will move on to Rob at the Redskins game this past weekend. We'll try to talk about the Emmys, and maybe if we get time, cover our intern as well. But lots to tell you about, including bad behavior on my part that I for some reason, I don't know why this happened, but there are so many.
I think you're overreacting on this.
You do?
I do.
Okay.
Because
right.
I saw the post, and it was apologetic, and then it was vicious. But
Well,
it was you warned us it was coming.
I rarely remove a couple of posts.
Yes.
And I couldn't tell you. This was not entirely alcohol fueled.
Okay.
But I will say that there were Mrs. O'Mara and I did have a bit of vino. Well, she had her little low-calorie beer that she likes to drink. And we were, I would say this was all going down probably at 8:30 at night, maybe.
Okay.
It was after the game started. And what it was I have not even mentioned this on the show, but I went to social media to criticize the Manning family and the number of commercials they have on television.
Right.
And what the gist of it was, and I couldn't quote it now because I removed it. I will tell you that I'm just up to here with the Manning brothers. And with the and I do have a Peyton impression that came out of all this.
I can't wait.
Carla unhinged her her jaw today when I was doing that for her. When he's leaning over, and they're just I don't know where to begin on this.
Can you
because
start
there's
with
so
impression? I can't. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Chicken parm, you taste so good.
Yes. Yes.
Duh.
Yes.
Duh.
Yes. That's so good.
This to me, and it's big insurance.
Yes.
And it's like, let's pay the guy. The guy's making 100 gazillion. Let's pay 110 gazillion and give him the big insurance ad.
Sure.
And then what are we going to do? Are we going to write a commercial that has creativity or anything? I'll even give you skinny legs, Peyton, on the DirecTV commercials. At least there is an effort to be a little bit, the whole concept of this is the regular guy, this is long hair guy. That's a funny concept.
Yes.
But the nationwide where we're just going to sing the tune of the jingle, which has been around since the 1930s,
Yep.
and we're going to have, don't you love that new car smell? Duh. And suddenly
so good.
I'm watching the 500th running of this commercial with and I'm realizing that I'm a New York Giants fan for the second week in a row. Dumb old Eli, who does his share of commercials as well, because he's a Manning dick.
Yeah, at least he's not singing.
But the thing about it is I was filled with rage.
It came
And
through.
I put my initial post was something
I saw
along. It was reasonable.
Yeah.
Where I said I don't like to use bad language in this forum, but I will tell you I am so sick of the Peyton effing Manning commercials and Eli and the whole Manning family and all these commercials. And then for some reason my rage was not vented, and I had to write, "Chicken parm, you taste so good." F you, and suddenly the world erupted and people started contacting me, and I woke up this morning and went down and I saw those posts,
Yeah.
and I said, no, this is not what I want out there. I try to control my.
What were the responses?
Chicken
Oh,
parm.
there were the chicken parm. You taste so good.
Did
It's
you
like,
receive any
hey,
support?
Oh yeah, a lot of
Good.
tremendous
Yeah.
amount of support. But I also got the one guy that's just like, when we hate others. This guy Ian, who said, when we hate others, we somehow really see that bad part of ourselves. And it was just funny. And I just wrote, and at the end, my last thing was, I agree with Ian, and I went to bed.
Yeah.
And
I
that
did
was
with a
it,
little bit of that. On the Emmys, I wrote something about something negative about Andy Samberg, which
Right.
is, a very brave, very, very
really went out on a
controversial
limb.
stance. And some listener wrote, I don't understand your negativity.
Yeah,
not
there are people, and listen, God love them. There are people out there that I don't know why they're in our friend circle or
Yeah.
listening to this show, because this show has a lot of that. That's what we do.
Well, that's kind of how we built the whole industry of
it's
this
the
show.
empire, yes.
Yeah.
But
and
the-
she wrote,
yeah.
I get it. I like the show, but why the negativity? I said, if you're asking why the negativity, then you don't get it. Because that's what we do. It's just it.
So I would say
car smell.
that's what we do. That's what we do. We don't just sit there and
No.
complain.
But we oftentimes point out what's wrong.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is negative, I suppose.
Here's what it is. This is the whole cocktail. If you want to know what gets my rage going,
Yes.
and believe me, aren't there a lot more things to rage against
Oh,
than
yeah.
a stupid little commercial?
Oh,
But
and you're missing
it
one of
comes
his lyrics is, I
Okay.
can't even feel my toes.
Yeah.
I can't
Please.
even feel my toes.
It's spot on.
I'm doing so many commercials. So here it is. If you want to, this is the rage souffle. You start with the fact that for 2 weeks in a row, the Giants have literally given their games away because of stupidity on the part of their quarterback. Okay. A quote unquote elite quarterback who should not be making stupid
Super Bowl
mistakes.
winning quarterback.
Yes.
A Super Bowl winning
The
quarterback.
man has a ring.
Yeah, you had to mention that. But anyway, so yes, a Super Bowl winning
Don't you
quarterback
love that
who's
Super
lost
Bowl?
his way and is just has his mouth up. He's the dumbest looking quarterback in the NFL. Always has been. If you want to see Eli on the side, it's always like this.
If they were going to recast the Manning brothers in the sequel to Twins,
Yes.
Eli would be Danny DeVito.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
so.
and Peyton is just a better quarterback, and I think he's a smarter
He
quarterback.
got all the good genes. He was good. The good milkshake went to him.
But with that being said, Eliza, has achieved great things in the NFL. You can't take that. But
Eli
at the same
has
time,
a better forehead.
But what is the NFL? The NFL is what have you done for me lately, right? This is my team. How is my team doing? So you get that rage. Then you throw the fact that they're in too many commercials to start with.
Right.
And then you break down this nationwide insurance commercial to start with, which is just the safeness of it, the lack of creativity. This is an ad agency that says, we got Peyton, and they high-five each other, and then let's have him do the minimum. Let's write the minimum. Let's just have a stupid concept, and then we will foist it on the American public, and we will run it every 11 seconds because we are essing money out of our dukes on a regular basis, and I got fed up with the whole goddamn thing. I truly did, and there's a chicken. Yeah, okay, what's the sandwich? What's the sandwich that everybody likes? What's a non-controversial sandwich?
Well.
Chicken parm, you taste so good. Oh, brilliantly controversial. Chicken parm tastes so good.
You're missing one ingredient
Let's
in the
have
souffle,
Peyton
though.
said that. What's that?
You're missing one ingredient in the souffle, the second glass of wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Merlot again.
Yeah, and it was just I was completely out
Merlot
of
equals
control.
rage for you.
I was
It
out of
does.
control.
Yeah.
And then I went into the Carla baked my mom's brownies for Zach, my captain. She was
yes.
going to bring in the brownies. I ate like half the bag.
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah, it was. I was.
no.
I woke up this morning and Carla's like, "Do you have something you want to tell me?" And I'm like, and I'm sitting there, just looking
With
down.
your teeth
Yeah,
black?
I'm looking
Covered
down
in
from the
brownies.
loft, down at her, and I'm like, "Ugh." Yeah. I looked at her. I said, "Carla's brownies taste so good." So that's it. Apologies to anybody that might have been offended when the kids see chicken parm. You taste so good. Nice little sentiment, and then F you from the Rage Machine up here in Maine. We will come back. We'll talk to Rob about Julia's dance. We'll talk to Oscar about food poisoning and more fun and more thrills. You're listening to the Mike O'Mara Show. God, I love this show.
It's Tony and Gary.
Hi, I'm Tony Perkins.
Hi, I'm Dana Andrews.
This week on the Tony Perkins Show, Dana Andrews is featured, Barbara Stanwyck, Robert Cummings.
We get big guests.
Big guests. They're all dead.
Then I love that.
Also, Mike O'Mara challenged us, and we are going to answer that challenge.
We pick up the gauntlet.
Yes, we do. It's on the Tony Perkins Show. Check it out, TonyPerkinsShow.com. Subscribe on iTunes and download the new Tony Perkins Show app.
The Tony Perkins Show.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Hey, everybody, there has got to be a better way to mail and ship stuff.
Oh, yeah.
First off, going to the post office takes way too much time. Second, leasing a postage meter takes way too much money. The solution? Chicken parm. No, I'm sorry. No.
Stick to the coffee.
The solution is Stamps.com. With Stamps.com, you can easily buy and print official U.S. postage for any letter or package right from your desk with your own computer and printer. You even get a special postage discount that you can't find at the post office. Stamps.com is more powerful than a postage meter at a fraction of the cost. You can save at least 50% using Stamps.com instead of an old-fashioned postage meter. Plus, you'll never waste your valuable time at the post office again, which is good because you've got better things to do than search for a parking place and then stand in line. Yeah, you can go out and look for a new car.
Yeah.
Don't you love that new car smell?
Peyton.
I'm sorry. I got to let it go. We've used Stamps.com for years, and you should too. It keeps our D.C. to Maine pipeline wide open while saving time and money. Stamps.com is the best. Right now, use our special promo code TMOS for this special offer, a 4-week trial plus a $110 bonus offer that includes a digital scale and up to $55 in free postage. Don't wait. Go to Stamps.com before you do anything else. Click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in TMOS. That's Stamps.com and TMOS. You'll never have to go to the post office again. Yeah. Oscar, welcome back. It's great to have you back in the group. How are you?
Saddle.
How are you feeling? You are not someone who none of us do, to be honest with you.
True
and none of us really. We rarely call out sick, and especially on a
Monday of all days.
That's
worst
so
day to
you,
call out sick.
I know that if it had been a Saturday, I would have understood it because you had your big thing for the Big O and Duke show, the concert on Friday night.
I also had class.
That's right.
You had class
all
on
Saturday day.
Oh, you had class on Saturday. Oh
Yeah.
my God! So, food poisoning is a very strange thing. When did you? Do you know immediately? Because I'm always
No,
curious
I don't know.
about
I didn't know
It
immediately.
normally takes, a doctor once told me, between 3 and 4 hours
it was
bad food to really start to kick your ass.
I had I have a final basically this whole week due, right?
Okay.
So on Saturday night had a great time at the Big O and Duke's event.
it was Saturday night.
Yeah,
Okay.
for the Wrinkle Neck Mules, and and I didn't drink at the event because I had so much to do the next day.
Okay.
So I wasn't hungover the next morning. I was like, oh, woe is me. The day's not wasted. I have a lot of work to do.
See, that I would say might have been part of your problem, is you didn't ply yourself with body-killing alcohol.
Exactly.
That,
alcohol kills germs. What do they do
well,
before they give you a shot? Alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's when I used to have a horrible cold, and I owned my bar, and what was the bartender's friend? Little Grain Marinier.
Yes, good for the soul.
Kill anything. Kill
does.
anything.
So
Absolutely.
on that Sunday morning, I said, let's get an early lunch to Shannon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was at an event, and she said, I'll bring something home. And I said, okay.
What kind of event was it?
She's
A yoga event?
Yeah, a yoga event. And she brought something home. Something that she had ordered, I guess, earlier in the day. So I don't necessarily blame the food, but I figured, hey, it's no big deal. She's had it with her this entire time. But I didn't put the timeline together as far as food is concerned.
So it is either the food itself or perhaps the amount of time that the food sat.
Yes.
All right,
but by the time she got home, I said...
Do you suppose this food spent any extended amount of time in the car?
Probably. I didn't even ask. She walked in. I grabbed the to-go container, and I said, thank you. Nice seeing you. Back to work. Hit the couch and ate while I was reading, right? That's all it was. It was really quick.
Let's get specific on... we don't have to mention the restaurant.
2 p.m., just a restaurant in DuPont. Like, no big deal. Just
but it was Thai food.
Well, yeah, we have one of the run-of-the-mill restaurants. Not top-notch, just to
Thailand
go.
used to be called Siam, Mike. It was a long time ago. So he had Siamese for dinner.
Yeah, so it was chicken. It was a chicken pad Thai. My go-to, just any takeout order from a Thai place.
And
right?
what is it? Is it spicy?
It's I usually get 3 spices on the menu when we get it, so it's pretty spicy.
Are you somebody? Is that your? So Thai food is usually your go-to food.
Not my go-to. The only reason I get it is because my girl likes it, and I know I can eat chicken pad Thai.
Okay.
Like if it were me, my heart is bleeds American, bleeds red, white, and blue, and I get a hamburger, chicken fingers.
That's right.
Or something just simple and
empanada,
an empanada made in America.
Burrito.
Burrito.
Plantains.
Yes.
Left and right all day for plantains.
Yes.
It's sort of like a Mexican banana.
How often do you eat Thai food? Just out of curiosity.
The wild part about this is that the best Thai food I've ever had to date is from Blue Apron, right?
Sure.
And that came just 2 weeks ago to my house. So I was like, oh, you know what? And she said, do you want me to pick you up Thai? I said, I had such a great memory of that Blue Apron Thai food. I was like, yeah, sure, pick it up.
So right now you're in a Thai frame of mind.
Yes.
Well, yes, Sunday you were.
Yes.
Okay.
So I ate at 3. I ate that at 3 p.m. and then I want to say I probably started feeling the symptoms of any sort of issue or rumbling around 8:30 p.m.
That's about on the timeline, about 5 hours.
On a Sunday evening. As
What was the
I was
first
gearing up for the FanDuel Sunday Night League to start.
Now, the rumble, you mentioned the rumble. Was it more of a physical rumble? Is it something you could actually, because sometimes when your stomach starts to revolt, you almost hear it before you feel it.
It was a grumble.
Yeah.
It was like in any horror movie when you see the glass of water and you hear footsteps.
Yes.
Right?
Well, that's sort of Jurassic Park. Otherwise, it would be a really big killer.
Yeah.
That
Well,
would
you
be
asked
making
my toilet. Things were shaking. Let me tell you. So I figured.
It gave birth to an anal velociraptor.
So I figured, okay, we're filming Aliens 3, and it's coming out of my colon, or something's wrong. And I didn't know what to do. I said, this can't be that bad. So I took a preemptive strike and ran and drove down to CVS, even in my 6th state. And I said, I'm going to get some of that formula that hydrates you for whether you have a hangover or you don't. Pedialyte. I'll get some Pedialyte.
It is the Thai food rumbling in his stomach.
Yes.
It is tearing up his intestines now with his food from Siam.
And I asked Shannon, I said, hey, babe, are you feeling all right? And she says, yeah, why? I was like, oh, just wondering. I've been to the bathroom a few times. I just didn't know if that's something that's like from the food or it's just me. And she said, well, she goes, I had a different dish than you did. I said, what'd you have? She goes, I had whatever she had that was vegetarian. I said, well, okay, this is just me then. I'm on this boat alone, and there's a one-way trip to, the commode. Right. And I ended up staying up all night, either puking or, doing number 2 or puking to the point where I said,
I don't want to get too graphic because that's not what I do. But the number 2, was it more solid?
No, you know what it is.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, it's like anything. If it's if you had water, you know you had water, right?
Right,
That's
right.
all
Are
it
you
is.
running any spiked any kind of a fever at all? Did you with your Thai food?
Probably, Mike. Oh, and I thought it was the spices. Wasn't the spices? The one great thing about getting food poisoning, and this is probably the second time in my life I've actually had full might go to the hospital food poisoning.
Yes.
Somebody put poop hands on pad Thai.
This is the point when Oscar had on his red pajamas and he stood with his hands on his hips and he said, "I will have chicken, I will have 3 spices, etc., etc., etc."
Rob and I always go back to the Queenie old Broadway stuff. You know?
I can
It's a
tell.
hell of a. This is the March of the Siamese Children, by the way. Thank you very much.
2 by 2.
Oscar is eating very bad food. Yes, go ahead. I'm sorry. So what time are we at
I had
now?
the gut check at 4 a.m. where I said, "Oh man, like I haven't slept a wink. I've been on the tile floor with just 2 or 3 towels in front of me, just laying down." And
Was the tile mercifully cool against your face?
it was horrible. I
Oh,
might
here
as well
comes
be
the
in
Thai
prison.
children.
So
None of them have washed their
Here comes
hands.
Oscar's colon. Here comes.
I think I started texting both of you saying I had to call out because I just couldn't make it. There's no way without any
5:30,
sleep.
I think is when I got
Was
your
it
text.
more the back end or more the front end?
Front end.
Front end.
I
Oh,
wish it
that's
was the
worst.
back end.
Oh, you know what's bad is sometimes the front end can sort of inspire the back end because
Yes.
of the heaving and wrenching.
Well, and the worst, of course, is when it's simultaneous, the front and the back end. And that's
it happens.
happened to me,
Yeah.
too.
What you need then is sort of a trash can method.
So
Diarrhea! Diarrhea!
Oh, the Siamese children love the diarrhea.
I texted you guys. My initial text that I didn't send was around 4:30.
Yes.
And I said, guys, I don't want to pull a pony. Sorry, pony. But
Go to hell. I still do my work on days that I
How
get
quick
sick.
was the? Because usually with that, I mean, it's a 24-hour thing.
Yeah.
When did you experience a recovery last
when
night?
I woke up around, because I didn't go to bed till I want to say 8:30 a.m.
Well, then say it.
I woke up around 2:30. That's when I was like, okay, this is over. It's over.
It all passed.
Yeah, it is. It
did.
is
Yeah.
over.
And not, people sometimes get really pissed and they go, I'm going to go to that
Oh,
restaurant and I'm going to tell them. that you
no!
didn't feel like
I
that.
will go. Yeah, I will never go to that restaurant again. I will eat the food again.
But you wouldn't like
at a
people, people
dish.
do pitch fits and it's almost impossible
No,
to prove
no.
that you get
And then
food
there's
poisoning.
really stupid people that say, I'm going back to get the same dish again to see if it happens again.
No.
No, that's you, Rob. I don't think anybody
I would
else
never
does
do
that.
I don't ever
I
do
believe
that.
that's
No.
you
I
that
would-
does
no,
that.
I had an uncle who did that. I've never done that. I would never
Really?
do that. Yes.
Went back to see. Did he get sick again?
No, second time was okay. And,
There you
then
go.
he looked at his aunt and he said, see? And she said, see what? You're an idiot. Don't do that.
Do we ever know?
Lost
do we ever really
7
know, though?
pounds,
I mean,
7
isn't-
solid pounds.
Statistically, don't they say that
Well worth
you're much more likely? People talk about having a stomach virus,
Sure.
and those really don't exist as much as food poisoning does. That
Right.
the overwhelming majority of times you get
Odds
sick
are.
like that, it's something foodborne that that you
The
got
virus,
in your sick
because
tummy.
I've had stomach flu before. That is full blown flu, and you have like the food poisoning symptoms, right?
Yeah, but the
And
flu
you're
has
sicker.
a
You're
temperature.
sicker.
You
If you
are
get a
sicker.
virus,
you're running
going to be sick for
fever.
like 2-3 days.
It is
or
a
something
thing.
Like that.
Yeah.
But the actual food poisoning, it is absolutely horrific when you're in the grips of it.
It burns, but it burns fast.
Oh
and
my
brief.
god! I got on that scale, Mike, and I was like, "Damn, I look good."
Yeah.
When I could have used that, especially after the brownies. Especially after the brownies that I ate.
No, I'm serious. 7 pounds. How do you lose 7 pounds in 24 hours?
Well,
great.
I'll tell you how you do it. That's it. And the fact is, when
Man.
you do that, in many cases, especially with food poisoning, when you are finally able to get what I hate is that I don't barf a lot. I really don't. And the ramp up when I have something
Okay,
that I've
Mike.
eaten,
We've
okay,
been through- Mike,
every other night.
Who held your hand through both bouts of bulimia?
Yes,
That was me.
that was me. That was you. The thing is, no,
So
when I
wrong.
get sick like that, I will actually want to because I know that I will be on the road to recovery
Yeah.
as soon as I get that out of my system.
Yeah.
And it's just
Can't do that.
it's
Do you
very
use the
bad. It
finger?
has to be. What's that?
No.
You use the
he's-
finger?
I've used the finger.
I have.
Yeah, I've
Oh
used the
no!
finger. Yeah, I've used the finger. Absolutely. Yeah, I've done that. And,
Yeah, I learned
well,
that from
so,
the children marching in Siam.
That is so
pretty good
wrong.
pull, huh?
It
Wasn't
was
it a pretty
really
good pull?
good, yeah.
Do
Gotta
you
love that YouTube.
do you ever feel like And this is the strange part. As soon as the food came in, we had a conversation around 1 p.m. on Sunday, Shannon and I. And she goes, I'll bring you lunch, right? I didn't know it was going to be a dinner because she came in around 3:30, 4 o'clock, right?
Now, when she said, I'm bringing you the food, was it followed with a laugh that sounded like, I'll bring you lunch?
I was thinking that maybe with some of her yoga friends, yesterday when Shannon got together, she walked in and said, how did it go? He lived.
He survived.
That might have been difficult.
I felt like, I was like, this might be a bad idea. Like, I had a feeling, right? That if I...
Are you familiar enough with your 3-spice pad thai that if it had tasted suspect, would you have known? Or is there so much spice in it that you don't know?
I would be lying. I did throw more spice on it because I felt like the time spent waiting, not time spent listening, time spent waiting to be consumed.
TSW, Mike.
Yes,
well, glad to have you back. I'm glad you're feeling better, and you look fantastic.
He really does.
I feel great.
Yeah, but his breath.
And lots went on the weekend. We didn't get to anything yesterday because of my whole lobster deal. But I guess your daughter had a little homecoming dance this weekend. She looked lovely on Facebook.
Yeah.
We will talk to Rob about that, and also big weekend for Rob. Actually, getting out of the house and taking his son to a football game.
Woo!
It was terrific.
Look at this.
We'll talk to him about that and homecoming and all that good stuff when we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Hey, everybody. I have found an incredible website that I need to tell you about. Once I tell you the name, you will find it hard to forget. It's nuts.com. You will love nuts.com. They are the best tasting nuts on the planet. I don't know where they get their nuts, but they're the best. They really are. Nut munchers, why settle for small nuts at the grocery store when you can have big, beautiful nuts from nuts.com. Nuts.com is the simple and convenient way to have nutritious, delicious, healthy nuts and other treats from all around the world delivered straight to your door. And as a larger person who likes dried apricots, I will tell you something about nuts.com. I ordered the dried apricots from nuts.com. Carla ordered some baking supplies.
Yes.
We've gotten the mixed nuts, the trail mix, the fantastic food. The larger the apricot, apparently, the tastier. And these dried apricots are the best you will ever. If you like dried apricots, that's my own personal favorite. I love the website, great pictures. Nuts.com, family owned since 1929, always with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. And they're more than just nuts, as Rob's demonstrating eating his dried strawberries.
How about that
over
strawberry?
3,000 snacks, over 3,000 dried fruits, sweet treats, nuts, cooking and baking goods, plus
these.
coffees, teas, sugar-free and gluten-free snacks, and gifts galore. Nuts.com. Big, salty, sweet, whatever you like to munch on. Let them take care of you and your taste buds. Right now, new customers will get 4 free samples. Choose from over 50 options. That's a $15 value when you go to nuts.com and use the code TMOS. That's nuts.com and the code TMOS for 4 free samples with your order. Thank you to nuts.com. We love that. I love it when we get a great business like that to partner with us. We're very excited. All right, so what do you want to start? You want to start the football game, or do you want to start with your homecoming beauty?
Let's
and
do
she
the,
absolutely was beautiful.
Thank
Julia
you.
was
15
could not
now?
have been prettier.
Yeah. Well, we'll be 15 in December. So
Basically 15.
Basically 15.
Rob posted a lovely photograph of his daughter getting ready for homecoming, and I was going to comment on it, but I felt the need to call Rob. Because I feel like when...
What are you going to write? Hubba Hubba? What do you have to call
for?
No, when you to the people that commented.
Yeah.
Okay.
Creep.
I know.
Okay, let me start. Well, I'm being falsely accused here, so I have to jump in. Okay,
You
Oscar,
actually, he acted perfectly classy.
You got it all wrong. The reason I called Rob is because I did not want to be one of those guys. When you post a picture of a teenage daughter, a younger teenage daughter online, you know, hey guys, it's great that you're gonna say things on, but stop it. Some of your comments creep me out.
You do what any grown adult would do: is you say, "Oh, what a beautiful picture," and then you walk away.
Yeah,
you don't need to call and see how creepy you can or cannot be to a friend.
No, the call was perfect.
What was it? Hey, I don't want to be creepy, but I was thinking of writing this.
No, the call was.
I thought he was talking about somebody else. No, my call was fine, Oscar.
The call was aces.
The call wasn't necessary.
No, the call was necessary because he said exactly what I was thinking, because he called me and he said, can you believe what these people are writing? And I said, quite honestly, I can, but I still hate it.
Bunch of hacks.
You take a
what
risk.
were they writing?
You take a risk when you post a picture like that, but I'm very proud of her. She looked fantastic. She
And I
was very
posted
excited.
pictures of my kids too. I've done it a lot. I mean, that's what you do.
It was
You
just
put-
a homecoming pic. How creepy can you be to that?
Well,
and
there
she
was-
looks, by the way, young.
Yeah, well, she is.
What did
young.
they write?
There was several schools. There was first the appropriate one, which is she looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Then there's the next one, which is sort of as you said, hubba hubba and wow, and you must, you got to be careful, Dad. And then it goes
Well,
to the
I
next
think
level.
that's what you would expect would come, right?
Yeah, but you don't need to have 7,000 people say, you better call Chad and buy a gun because you're going to want to kill all the people.
That's the crap I hate.
Yeah.
It's just like,
That
man,
has nothing
you
to-
better lock the doors, Dad, because everybody's out there boning. It's like, stop it. Behave yourself,
I don't see
please.
anything wrong with those. If someone asked where her bus stop was, I'd understand. That's crossing the line.
No,
But, you know.
and it also there was the school of people that wanted to make it about themselves. And there were several ones that were like, yeah, I know what you're going through. My daughter is beautiful, too. And I'm scared out of my wits. Look at me. And
Okay.
so,
All right,
You
the
guys,
first one that I
maybe I
read.
don't
and
have
this is-
kids. I just think
hold
that
on.
that's what
This
all
is
I
why
say.
I
You'll
called
never
Rob,
have
because
kids.
I was going to say the same. I say, what a lovely picture. That's terrific. Instead, and I'm not going to mention names here.
Future
I don't
HBS
want to.
pinup of the
I don't
day.
want to embarrass people, but they'll know who they are. Okay, like the first guy, Rob. One of the first. I see the post early on, right after you post it,
Right.
and then I see the guy that writes, "Oh boy, watch out and bar the doors." Can you say heartbreaker? She is beautiful.
Okay,
It's like,
that's
calm
not appropriate.
down.
why
Yeah.
would you
Please.
write that, Pony?
Keep it in your pants.
I don't know. Matt must have been drinking.
Kim
I
Chi,
was.
Kim Her. Nothing. That's what Pony would have written.
Yeah, she would.
If he was
He
being
would have done a joke
inappropriate.
about homecoming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
The funniest one, Marcus sort of wrote the
You
funniest
are
one.
that stuff.
What'd he
Marcus
write?
sort of could, now that could be a daughter related or it could be just funny. How many old fashions will you been consuming tonight? Because it's
Marcus
always.
worked so hard on that post that there was no Americast this week.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Bring Courtney Halfhand or whatever his last name is.
Calkins.
Calkins?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, Marcus,
disregard.
get back to work. God damn it.
Hey, have you ever gotten really scared by your replacement and,
Yeah.
and had him not yanked out, even though you're not going to do the show? But
There you go.
there was certainly enthusiasm. And
Oh, boy, you are in trouble. Trust me, father of 18-year-old college student, to legitimize this post. It only gets worse, much worse.
see, that's
Yeah.
it. That's what I hate the most.
They're going to be doing it on the lawn in about a half an hour.
God.
Somebody wrote that?
No,
It's just that's what that post is. It's like, stop it,
Yeah,
okay?
relax.
Little decorum, little self-control. For
And also,
God's
maybe
sake.
if you'd done a better job parenting that 18-year-old, maybe she wouldn't have gotten knocked up at college, pal. Babies having babies, Mike. We've seen it for years. But
I like that Cameron Gray wrote speechless.
see, that's okay. But you see, also, what's great is that Cameron, visited in the hospital when she
Yeah,
was
he's a
born.
family friend.
Zoolander
Yeah.
wrote goodness.
No, actually, what he wrote was goodness. But I was very,
I
very
think
proud
these
of her.
aren't bad. These, I understand.
No, they're
where you
not.
guys
Most
come
of them
from.
are not. They're just
I like
very,
the Julia
very nice.
Dillinger.
Yeah, and I like the ones that people are, a lot of people have seen her essentially grow up on
Yes.
the radio, and I love that. It's just, okay, guys, I'm not a gun owner. I don't need to buy a gun to protect her against all the lecherous people.
Somebody
in these
wrote this.
Okay.
Somebody wrote Ira Baird. I'll give him a plug.
Oh, good. The first name is mentioned.
Yeah. What the hell is this? More pics of vinyl records, please.
Let's try
that
to
is
crawl
great.
into that head.
That is great.
What's going on in that mind right there? My God, that's weird.
And
That
you see,
is
the
weird.
weird thing about the picture is I wasn't where she was getting ready. I just dropped her off at a friend's house. The deal is that normally 4 or 5 girls converge at one house and they get ready together.
And then the boys pick them up?
No, actually, Julia was dateless this
Oh,
year.
wow.
So the girls went as a gang. So they went to her friend Sarah's house. I dropped her off. I know Sarah's parents, so we chatted. And I
How
said,
violent a culture are we, though? When you really think a woman
it's
writes
all
this.
about half the posts are about guns.
Wow, Rob, I'm thinking you had better invest in a shotgun. She's beautiful. That's right. You have a beautiful daughter who's going to her first homecoming dance. So go out and buy a gun to murder someone who's going to look at your daughter the wrong way.
Exactly.
What is wrong? What's wrong with people?
Really,
Yeah,
the main theme in the thread is guns.
Yeah, well, I
know.
think the main theme is that they didn't realize that Rob, I'm wrong show. Rob just dropped her off and said goodbye, right?
Well, no.
Have a great
Right.
time. Enjoy yourself.
I dropped dropped her, and then the girls were going to go together. So when I dropped her off, she was, in sweats and a T-shirt.
Did she get driven there by, like, did they all jump in a minivan?
And they all went over there together.
Sweet.
And that's what they
That's
wanted
sweet.
to do. So and when you look on Facebook, when you run in the Loudoun County parent circles, you always see gang pictures. Not gang like, like beating up people with brass knuckles, but like a gang of kids. And they're all, getting their picture taken and everything.
Not MS-13.
The Warriors.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a group of friends.
Yeah. Northeast side.
I will give Derek
Bloods of
Ingalls
the
the picture
Crips.
of Uncle Buck. That made me laugh.
Okay,
that
now
was
that was
funny
funny.
because
That
that
was- I
reminds
like
me.
that.
I never watch Uncle Buck and don't think of Rob doing that. I
Do you
swear to
remember,
God.
Mike, do you remember your girls going to dances?
No, because I was like the part-time dad,
Yeah,
and they,
I gotcha.
I always got pictures of the prom. Yep, they look great. Okay, see you at the bar. Anyway, that was,
So
kinda,
I get
I was.
texted that photo, that very photo that we see.
Yes.
That was texted to me, and so it was a sort of a surprise that I didn't think
Yeah.
she was going. I knew what the dress looked like, but I had not seen her in it
Or posing.
and fixed up and
Yeah, yeah,
posing
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So,
I've always thought of Julia's kind of a tomboy, so it was very nice to see her get all dressed up.
That's why
and,
Mike
I
called
thought that
you.
was
He
terrific.
said, "Is there one hubba and hubba hubba?"
I was, you know what? And you brought up a good point. It's nice to see her not looking goth. It's nice
Yeah.
to see her smiling, and it's
Right.
nice to see her regular hair color. I was just tickled to see her look.
She's
that good.
growing up.
Yeah, she really is.
Look at that.
But Mike, you can't go to the dance without signing the dance contract.
Oh yes.
Oh, I didn't know they had things like that. Now.
It's a pledge, Mike.
It is a pledge. Now, I don't even remember being charged to go to a homecoming dance. I thought you just showed up, right?
Yeah. Well, I think in my school it was like $20.
It was $10 in
Yeah.
advance, 15 at the door.
Yeah.
To get
Yeah, they
to
got to
the-
pay for the DJ and
Yeah,
stuff like
limos.
that.
Mike,
suits,
please, and this is on Loudoun
tuxes.
County. This is on Loudoun. No, there was very few jackets, mostly guys in ties. The
Was
girls
Wade
dress up
Baird
more.
there?
No, but I found out that Wade Baird went to a pep rally. And he got to throw a pie in a kid's face. He's becoming like a local celebrity
Oh,
in
well,
Loudoun County.
he puts the pep in pep rally.
He
That's
sure
for
does.
sure.
He
What does
really
that say about Loudoun County?
I don't know. The bar is pretty low.
So sad.
Pretty low.
So sad.
tragic.
Suburbia, USA.
I think
Look, it's Wade Baird.
Yeah, weird.
The guy that calls us and tells us school's closed.
You know you're
Hi,
more of a
everybody.
celebrity
I think
than
we
Wade is.
I think we should book him for when the snow rolls in.
I think it's a great idea. Wade Baird.
So
Yeah, he'll
this
come
is on Loudoun County Stationery, and these are the high school dance guidelines and permission form. Please review the following rules and regulations. Number 1, all school rules apply for dances held both on and off school property.
Yeah, no
so
exceptions.
They expect that, all right?
Okay,
Number
that's
2,
good.
those attending dances are expected to wear appropriate attire.
Whoa.
Well, that's good. I think they should put it up there.
And
You know,
did
they
you
don't.
know
You don't
that-
want them all sexing it up. I mean, they're too young.
Yeah, they
it's
can't
ridiculous.
just sex it up.
You don't want
Spielberg.
to hubba hubba.
right.
No hubba hubba.
Did you
Right.
know that they actually have regulations in school for the length of inseams on shorts and stuff?
Yeah, I
they're
remember that.
specific.
Now that I do
Really?
remember
Yeah.
from my
Inseams.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
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 It's like turn around, get back on the bus, Lady Gaga. You're not coming to school today.
What, do they have a
Thank you.
tailor waiting? What's going on?
This is a
Take off
Greek
that meat
measuring.
dress and put on the
Right.
sweats.
Thank you very much.
No one will be given entrance into the dance after 9:30 p.m. The dance went from 8 till 11.
Oh, you can't pre-party
Call
anymore.
your mom,
Damn
Lindsay
it.
Lohan. You're not going to the dance tonight. Turn around. Get in that car. Thank you.
Once you leave the dance, you may not re-enter. Ticket costs may not be refunded, even if you are asked to leave. You
Give
have
me my $10
yeah,
back.
give me my money, bitch.
That's right.
You have to have a valid photo ID, and you may be subject to administrative approval and follow all Loudoun County Public Schools rules and
This
regulations.
is all normal stuff. I don't have a problem with any of this.
But this is the one, the last two are the best. School administration reserves the right to deny entry to the dance or ask any dance participant to leave. And finally, inappropriate dancing, and this is spelled out on letterhead.
There you go.
Including
Absolutely.
freak, rave, twerk, dancing, and body surfing will not be allowed. Mike,
Not allowed.
No rave. There'll be no rave there. And then you
What
have
is
to,
now?
you
Is
have to
rave
have
a
to
rave is a
sign.
party? Is it a
That
type
you
of
have
dance?
to read between the lines. They just don't want you to take ecstasy and go into the dance.
That's right.
They don't want that at
No
all.
candy flipping.
Where
That's
is
the
there?
rave.
Is there any mention of lambada in there?
That's
Oh,
the
you
forbidden
mean,
dance.
well,
The
Mike,
forbidden
that's
dance.
implied because it is a forbidden dance.
Yes.
It is
Right.
the forbidden
Culturally,
dance.
it's forbidden.
Culturally,
already.
it's
Yeah.
forbidden.
No grinding.
Mike,
Well,
and-
that's the freak.
that is.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, well,
and
see,
the
I
no
didn't know
twerking.
that. What
And
the
you know
hell?
what? This is actually pretty up to date if it mentions
It's twerking.
Yeah. So, and then you actually have to sign off on it to get into the dance.
This is
I
so
bet Wade
great.
Baird can do a pretty mean twerk.
Oh, he shakes his ass. That's his deal.
Wade Barrett.
On the Richter scale.
Hi, this is Wade Barrett, Public Information Officer for Loudoun County Public Schools.
So it was
I'm
a busy.
going to shake my ass.
I'm going to twerk. So it was a busy weekend for you, and then the next day you go to the Redskins game with
'cause
your son.
After that, no, actually took both kids because
oh my
Julia
God! Look at you.
had a sleepover after the dance.
I
So
bet
picked
she
her
didn't
up.
even come home.
No, she didn't come home.
Parent of the year.
Oh, that's bad judgment.
No,
right
Parent
there.
of the
I
year.
wouldn't let
she
her
did.
participate in that. No.
She did come home
Yeah.
to get her stuff. So I saw her after the dance.
okay.
Opera dance, and then she
Yes.
went to the sleepover. Picked her up, and what happens is Grandpa Bob's wife, Kathy, her boss has a suite at the FedEx Field where Redskins play, right?
That's the way to do it, baby.
And because her boss is getting into some political, he got a political appointment, so he has to be real careful how to hand out tickets now.
Yes.
Because it could be a conflict of interest. So there's extra tickets laying around.
We can be honest about who the boss is. It's Bernie Sanders.
It
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
She works for
It's
Bernie
Bernie
Sanders.
Sanders.
So
Yeah,
he
she's
thought,
a screaming socialist.
Oh my God! Who could I give these tickets to that have no political ties and no influence? I'll find the spew-ass.
Find a podcaster.
That's right.
Get the podcaster. So
Right,
she called
exactly.
me and said, would we be available? And I said, absolutely. Can I bring both kids? And she said, yeah.
Now, see, that's right there. Going to a game is one thing, but you're going to a suite where you're going to have all the food and drink you want.
All you want. And also, this was the best thing.
Whiskey, all you want.
People, people asked me when I was working for the Redskins and doing the announcing what was
Yes.
great about it. And there's a lot of things
The
that were
suites
great.
are great.
And I said, what was the worst thing about working for the Redskins? I said that I wasn't paid and I had to find my own parking. Parking at the stadium is horrible.
Yes,
You were
and it's
whored by
expensive.
that team.
I
You were
really was.
raped by that
I
team
was.
for years.
And the team made me twerk. They made me rave. They
Right.
made me freak. I was showing Robert as we were pulling in to the stadium.
He's a rube. He'll work for free.
I said, Robert, do you see the stadium all the way over there? He said, yeah. I said, people are parking here and paying $25 to
Yes.
park here. And he said, wow, that's a lot of money to pay for a lousy
Had he
parking
ever
spot.
been to a football stadium?
Once.
Okay.
But he was so long ago, he only has vague memories of it. I think it was 5
Does
or
he
6
know
years
the
ago.
game? Did you teach him the game
Yeah.
of
He
football?
he knows
I mean,
as
you
much
don't.
of-
Well, it's not on in your house very often, right?
No,
So,
but he knows
it's
sports. He watches
Yeah.
sports. And
Sport.
Okay,
Sport.
all right.
So what the best thing
He
about
watches sport.
He looks at sport, Mike. He looks and enjoys
He looks at
sport.
sport.
No
he
chance.
watches sports
There's
games.
no chance.
What
But he's
happens?
never had the example of his father,
Yeah.
sitting
Hey,
and
son.
rooting for a team and watching like his
Well,
father
most
get
fathers have
emotionally
not been-
involved in a sporting event.
But that's true. But then most
Like your
fathers-
best pal Johnny. I mean, your best pal Johnny raising his kid to be a football player.
Exactly, but he wasn't raped by the organization, so I'm soured to it.
He was burned.
That's not the reason. You can't say that. The reason is you're not interested in sports.
And that's true.
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
fair.
I
That's
mean,
true.
when I got there, there was a brief part of me that said, you know what, it was really cool that I used to be a part of this.
Yeah.
But you know what, that ship has sailed. We
Right.
got the best parking. We got platinum parking.
Oh.
So we were like maybe
Up front, baby, up front.
3 rows of cars away
Yeah.
from the stadium.
Pop quiz, Redskins pop quiz right now.
Yes.
Name a running back for the Washington Redskins.
Clinton Portis used to be
Oh, you're
one.
such an a-hole.
God! Oh my
Come
God!
on.
That is terrible.
There's
No.
two now. There's actually two now.
Are there?
Yes.
And they are?
Alfred Morris.
Yes. Oh, that's right.
No,
And
come
the
on.
rookie.
Yeah, Jones. Matt Jones.
Matt Jones.
Matt Jones, the rookie.
That sounds like a made-up name. I'm going to check on that.
Please
Got
do.
your Kirk Cousins, rocking
Yeah.
and rolling. You got your D'Angelo Hall, doing his
Well,
thing.
you know,
and,
the defense really came up to play with Ryan Kerrigan.
okay, very
That's one.
good.
He gets one. He
Fingers
gets one.
going.
All right, back. So you were at the game. You didn't know any of the players, and what happened?
Well, we got to we were the first ones to the suite because I didn't know what traffic would be
Yes.
like. This is one thing I will say has improved. And I've not been to the stadium in 5 or 6 years. They seem to have improved entrance and exit from the stadium because it used to be an utter nightmare.
Are you sure that that's the case, or that you got to go in the super rich place where the suites are?
It has to do with it has nothing because the people you're all going to the same roads going out. I used
How
to
was
be
the
on
chow?
the same.
How was the chow in the
Chow was
suite?
good. It was
What'd they
really
have?
good. They had hot dogs. They had like a pulled pork barbecue. They also had like a pulled chicken barbecue that was buffalo
Right there
chicken.
in the suite,
Yeah,
right there, like
yeah.
in a big chafing dish.
And
where
the
you could
ladies just kept replenishing it as much as you wanted. They had.
I bet they needed to.
That's funny. How's your stomach?
Were they topless?
The waitresses, yes,
Yeah,
they
okay,
were.
very good.
Oh, and that was
That's
another
exciting.
thing is because we were in the suite. And the suite, by the way, was pretty sweet. It was on the 40-yard line, so the seats were
Fantastic.
amazing.
Solid.
And
Did you wear your uniform, or did you dress up a little bit?
I dressed up a little bit.
Okay, that's
and
nice.
Then,
You're in a suite, you know.
Yeah, and Robert wore his jersey. He has a Redskins jersey, and Julia wore a Redskins sweatshirt.
And you brought luck to the team. They won. They beat the Rams,
They
baby.
must have been pumped.
They were absolutely.
Were they excited?
They loved it.
Because as a kid, you still don't know the horror of traffic and dealing
you're
with
just
trauma.
taken care of.
You're just having a good time.
It's the event.
I knew what was great is when Julia said when we get there, I said we're gonna go up to the suite now. She says, well, can't we go out in the stands and see the field? And I said, oh, yeah, let's go. And, they look at it, and it's a beautiful thing.
Rob said, oh, yeah, where would that be?
I said, well, you help yourself. Dad's going to have a seat. But I think my favorite thing that I saw at the stadium was the huge, colorful blocks of seats that have been covered up in Federal Express colors so they can call it a sellout. And that game, which I guess technically was a sellout, was sparse at best. And again, the fans, they make some noise, but it's an indifferent fan base.
Yeah.
The game day experience, Mike, still not great.
How were the opening ceremonies? Were they fun?
They were you know what? I could have gone down and done it again from memory.
At defensive tackle, number 95, Big Daddy Dan Wilkinson.
They could have used a little of that. They lack enthusiasm is the problem.
Little showbiz hype.
At defensive tackle, number 95, Big Daddy Dan Wilkinson.
The pyro hasn't gotten any better after all these years.
No, the pyro is actually worse. There was less pyro. I think the cheerleading staff is smaller. But
this year's squad,
they're not strong. They're not strong.
Are. I don't. If the B squad came out or something happened.
Yeah, something. I mean, you compare them, stack them up against the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, that's the gold standard. But I was watching.
They kept on showing them on TV, and I was like, "Step away!"
I mean, really, what happened? What happened with that?
Find somebody else.
One of the benefits of the being in the suite is 2 cheerleaders come by in the third quarter and allow people to take pictures.
I bet they do.
And you know what? Better at a distance.
Oh God, that's horrible.
That's like the Spirit Squad, actually. That's
one and one, baby. That's all that matters.
Hey, I'll take that.
And a little happiness for the fans of Washington.
Nice
DC,
change
which
of
is
pace,
good for
Mike.
me.
Yeah, it is.
Yes,
It was fun. It was fun to be at a winning game.
Brofo's mom on FanDuel, by the way, had Mad Jones and burned me. Burned me.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, well, I don't even.
How did she know?
I love FanDuel, but I don't pay attention when I'm on the money. Anyway, that's it. We got to take a break. We'll come back with news you may not need right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Do you find yourself awake at 2 a.m. with a gnawing pain in your stomach? Did your lunchtime sandwich leave you feeling unsatisfied? Maybe you missed breakfast. Oh no! Perhaps all you need is some cake and cookies to fill that void. Cake and cookies. Much better than an after-dinner mint and best enjoyed with alcohol. Served up at morebroadcasting.com.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Blue Apron. The last thing you want to do after work is go to the grocery store and take out. It's unhealthy. It's expensive. For less than $10 per meal, Blue Apron will send you fresh ingredients that are perfectly proportioned, so there's no waste and no trips to the store. It's like being on a cooking show. All of the ingredients are so incredibly fresh. I will tell you, yesterday, pork ramen, one of the most delicious, peppery, spicy, but delicious, well-balanced meals we had for lunch from Blue Apron. Each meal takes only 30 minutes to prepare. Shipping is free, and the menus are always new. They won't send the same meal twice. Blue Apron works with your preferences and schedule, and they only use the best seasonal ingredients for incredible meals. This pork ramen, they walk you through it. They show you exactly how to perfectly prepare this, and the chefs at Blue Apron are constantly coming up with great new recipe ideas. Incredible meals, and the quality and the freshness will blow you away. You're really responding to Blue Apron, and we want to say thank you for that because we know you're going to love it. It's a better way to cook. Check out this week's menu and get your first 2 meals free by going to blueapron.com/TMOS. Our treat, really, the first 2 meals are on us when you go to blueapron.com/TMOS.
News.
Let me try that again.
News.
Thank you very much.
News.
There we go. Boo. Gloria Estefan and her husband Emilio were rounding up celebrities to appear in a video called We Are All Mexican.
Hey! Hey, Oscar, that's for you.
Thank you.
Mostly as a response to Donald Trump's infamous anti-Mexico comments. Well, it's out. Those making cameos, and I watched it this morning, they include Pitbull, Kathy Griffin, Whoopi Goldberg, Eva Longoria, Carlos Santana, Wyclef Jean, Jimmy Kimmel's sidekick Guillermo, and Chewy from Chelsea Lately, just to name a few. And it's very, very Latin. It's a very, very good video. And, and when I say that,
it's tremendous.
When I say it's very, very Latin, it's mostly in Spanish. There's a little English in there as well. There's a little rap, but it's a nice unity video, and I think you'll get a kick out of it.
I watched it this morning. You have to look real close to see our intern Adrian, but he's in there, which is
he
nice.
did a fine job. Adrian, we didn't get to you today. We'll have to wait till next time.
Yeah, that's all right.
Donald Trump
Get
did a
used to it, my
Q&A
friend.
on Twitter yesterday, and naturally it drew some awesome questions, although it's unclear how many of them he saw because it wasn't a solo operation. He was at Twitter's New York headquarters, and he was answering questions on camera, which were likely picked by his staff. That's because the dozen or so that he answered were softballs. The only off-script questions he fielded were NFL-related, so it was just a bunch of nothing. The funny part was to read the Twitter questions that didn't get answered.
Okay.
So these are a few that I singled out for you. Hashtag Ask Trump, what is the average airspeed of an unladen swallow?
Oh,
that's funny.
For Monty Python.
Another one says, can you promise us hover cars? I don't even care if you're lying. Just promise us hover cars. Another one, what's your favorite racial slur? What's your favorite type of discrimination? Would you touch a poop for $20?
A poop.
When you deport all immigrants, where will your wife be going?
Oh, boy.
And here's my favorite. Can I have $45,000, please?
Well, he said please.
Oh, this is another even better one. Have you ever been in a pool and not peed in it?
Solid questions.
He didn't answer any of those, unfortunately. An estimated 11.9 million viewers watched the Emmys on Sunday night, and that's not a lot. In fact, it's the ceremony's smallest TV audience on record, and deservedly so.
Here, here.
Yeah.
And I bet there was a hell of a lot fewer at the end than at the beginning.
Yeah,
because
the previous
it was
low
off-putting.
was 1990 when 12.3 million people tuned in. There were probably some lower numbers back in the mid-'70s, but total viewer counts weren't compiled in the same way back then. Last year, the show had about 4 million more viewers, although it was on a Monday night then. It didn't have to go up against Sunday Night Football. I think it's eroding simply because it's not... there's so much, and people just can't relate. When you had a limited number of television shows, everybody had their favorites, and they wanted to see what would happen. Now it's all over the place. You know, they spent an hour and a half doing a limited series that were not, and you can't keep track of it. You know?
No, you're right. And I think the Oscars have the same situation. Is that there are more and more movies now? What are there? 10 Best Picture nominees?
Yeah, it's too much.
You can't
It's too
follow
much.
them all. You can't.
Yeah, you got to have more blockbusters. A soon-to-be-published biography claims that British Prime Minister David Cameron placed a private part of his anatomy into the mouth of a dead pig as part of an initiation ritual when he was a student at Oxford. The sordid allegation was made by the unauthorized biography called Call Me Dave, co-written by Parliament member Michael Ashcroft and journalist Isabel Oakeshott. That sounds like British names, doesn't it?
It does.
Hello, this is Michael Ashcroft, and this is my partner Isabel Oakeshott. No precise info available as to the origin of the pig's head that the book mentions, but apparently a contemporary of Cameron's often threw dinner parties featuring pig heads. So there you have it. I don't know whether we'll ever prove it or not. I don't know. A 35-year-old woman named Angela Kipp was leaving her house last Friday in Syracuse, Indiana, and while she was backing out of her driveway, she saw a spider on her shoulder and freaked out. She jumped out of her car. She didn't take time to put it in park, and if you're afraid of spiders, you can understand. But there was a problem for two reasons. First, her car kept rolling down the driveway.
Sure.
Second, her 9-year-old son was still in the back seat.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it sounds like the kid's a little better in a crisis than Mommy because he immediately climbed into the front seat, tried to stop the car, couldn't do it. He hit the gas instead of the brake. The car sped up, backed into the road, and slammed into a school bus that was driving by at the exact same time.
Wow.
So much pandemonium. Luckily, he only suffered minor injuries. There weren't any kids on the bus, and the driver was okay. But, spiders! Come
How
on,
is the
grow up,
spider?
for Christ's sake. The spider died, I believe, in the accident.
God, that's tragic.
Very sad. A bar in England, this is a nasty story, was just fined £155,000 for serving a drink that contained liquid nitrogen. A girl named Gabby Scanlon was celebrating her 18th birthday. That's the age of majority over there. She was at a place called Oscar's Wine Bar.
Whoa! Gotta call an attorney.
Since it was her birthday, they gave her a free drink, the Nitro Jägermeister. It's basically Jaeger with some liquid nitrogen on top to create a cloud of smoke, sort of like dry ice.
Right.
In case you didn't know, liquid nitrogen is the stuff they use to freeze off warts, among other things. A health and safety inspector had warned them about serving it, and the bar was supposed to make people wait 10 seconds before drinking it. How about don't drink it at all if you have to wait 10 seconds to drink something? They told Gabby to drink it before it evaporated. She did, so it froze and killed her internal tissue. Kind of like getting internal frostbite. Her stomach expanded, got perforated, and doctors had to remove it in emergency surgery. Then they built a direct connection between her esophagus and her bowels, and she spent 3 weeks in the hospital.
Holy smokes.
So if a bartender tries to push a weird smoky cocktail this Halloween, just pass, okay?
Yeah.
No, what about dry ice? What happened to dry ice?
Oh, it's still around, but it's not hot.
Yeah, but dry ice would let you do that, right?
Yeah,
it gets smoky.
Yeah,
I remember doing that in high school.
It bubbles. You can make you can almost like carbonate it, sort of. Yeah.
I don't understand. She almost died. All right.
Are you saying Jimmy does that?
No, not at all. He just lights his bar on fire. Now a little something. Police are searching for a man in California accused of robbing the Monarch Grover Winery tasting room while wearing a mask and an Elvis wig.
Hey.
The man took about $400 in cash on Sunday. They say he showed a black semi-automatic pistol to a tasting room employee before binding the employee's wrists with duct tape and confining the victim to the restroom. Police say the robber wore an old man mask and the Elvis wig. He was last seen walking south on Highway 1 saying, "Hey, man, I'm not drinking effing Merlot." We'll take a break. Come back with the Magic Audio Vault and Rob Spiewak right here on the Mike O'Mara Show. Hope you're enjoying the afternoon, everybody. Hey, Pope's going to be arriving just a few hours from now. Amen, Catholics. Have yourself a hell of a week, everybody.
Listen to Americast and get caught up on all the shows of More Broadcasting, like this clip from The Rob and Joe Show.
We are experiencing audio difficulties from our local program. No adjustment of your set is necessary.
Subscribe on iTunes or download it from MikeOMaraShow.com every Monday right here on the More Broadcasting Network.
What's the wife's name again? For,
Celine.
Celine.
All right, Celine. If O'Mara busts my balls anymore, I'm just not doing the show. Who can we farm it out to? Let's have some other guys do it. I just don't want to do it anymore. I'm not interested in doing it. There are lots of guys that are chomping to do it. Let them do it, okay? I'm a single successful guy. Well, I'm a married successful guy, and your baked goods are taking off.
Hey, Marcus, how was your birthday?
It's fantastic. Yeah. Well, sort of. Well, kind of. Okay. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Brought to you by FanDuel.com. Week 2 of fantasy football in the books. Anybody?
Oh,
Anyone?
Mike, let me tell you. First off, I mentioned her earlier, but Rofo's mom, the team called Rofo's mom.
Yes.
Not actually his mother.
Had quite the lineup. And I know you've got the entire breakdown here.
I do. As a matter of fact, I'll give you the winners.
This is our Mike O'Mara League. We had 150 people that participated. Sorry if you got closed out. We're going to do 150 again this week?
Yeah, we'll do it again this
more?
week. I believe we're going to have at 150, so get in now, week 3.
So, look, this thing is very, very popular. It's exploding in popularity, but it is. People, you have to get in early. So, can they sign up today?
Yeah,
can they do it right now?
FanDuel.com/TMOS.
I'm going to take care of that as we speak.
Finishing in the money in 5th place, Zoolander, Eric Stolzinski.
How much money did he get?
30 bones.
30 bones for Zoo. Way to go.
All right. 3rd place, Vector 1701, $50. 2nd place, Government Cheese.
Government Cheese, I rue the day.
75
Who are you?
And F1975 with 146.06 points, $150. Congratulations. Some other notable finishers, Mike O'Mara, 54th place. Adrian, 56th place. Mike, you beat him by less than a third of a point.
All right. Guess what? You know what? You know how I've had Rofo do it for me?
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm sick of the mediocrity.
You got to pick your own
I'm
team,
doing
man.
myself. I'm
telling
doing it
you.
myself. Watch what happens.
Okay.
Watch what happens this week. I'll be doing that today.
Do you
ladies
think
and gentlemen.
Rofo's doing this passive-aggressive
I don't
bit?
think
Yes,
so.
yes, I do. Yes, that's why he was in the money last week. For God's sake, let me get this stuff in. Hold on. Go to FanDuel.com. Click on the microphone in the upper right-hand corner. Use our code TMOS and sign up now. Special offer for new users: for every $1 you deposit, FanDuel will match it up to $200. You got to get on this. This is a lot of fun. And really, you know, we know some of you listeners out there, so I know you've got your little handles and stuff, but put some of your name in the handle so at least we know who we're talking about, okay? The offer is only good for the first 50 people that use the code TMOS. Remember to enter TMOS at FANDUEL.com. FanDuel, where every day is a new season. Sign up today, and I'm looking forward to playing this week. And Oscar and I also played in the Sunday Monday Night League, and we
Government
got posed on that one.
cheese, I rue the day. One of these weeks, I'm taking you down.
You're going down, baby. Let's open up the audio vault for Tuesday, September 22, 2015. Rob Spiewak, take it away.
And if you think that Rob Ford is doing that passively aggressively, I don't think so. But we'd have to ask 140 plate contestant Rob Ford, who came in 140 out of
150.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's terrible. All right, I'm doing it myself
That's
this
your
week.
general
I'm into
manager.
it.
But
Totally
Mike,
into
there's not everyone's talking football. Everyone's talking about Pope-a-palooza.
It's Lollapalooza 2015. Lollapalooza. The Holy Father, Pope Francis, is rocking the USA.
E dagli Stati Uniti d'America.
Feeding the poor, looking after the sick. Don't miss the genuflecting, the confessions, the penance, the whip, the nay-nay, the blessing.
May He bless the elderly and the young people.
Lollapalooza 2015. DC, New York, and Philly. Tickets on sale now at St. Peter's and all Basilica outlets.
Do you love me?
Hey, boys, I hate to make a rewrite, but we got to bring Pope. We got to bring the Pope in tomorrow. We got to bring him on tomorrow's regular show. Regular show. Clean it up. Let's do it, and we can also do it on the bonus show.
Sure,
so save all the dirty stuff. Okay, we'll do it for both shows. Thank you very much.
All right, the media darling right now seems to be Carly Fiorina, and she might have made her first misstep on the Jimmy Fallon show last night when she mentioned that she likes to make up songs to her children and her dog. Here's the possibly the next president of the United States singing about her dog Snick.
My name's Snick, and I'm lazy. Please don't take a walk with me. I'd rather stay right here at home instead. I want to lie back down in my nice warm bed. My name's Snick, and you're gonna have to carry me.
Not bad. Showed personality, Mike. She showed
I
personality.
like it. Look, she is going to be. I think she's going. I don't know. I'm not ready to say that I think she'll be the nominee, but she is. You know, look, they're dropping like flies. I don't know whether you've noticed that. And you got Scott Walker, who was the darling of the. I think it's interesting to watch. And Carly Fiorina. I disagree with almost everything she says politically, but she did well at the debate. The one tripping point for Carly Fiorina, I'm reading a lot about it, she plays fast and loose with facts.
Yes.
You can't do it. You're not going to be able to get away with that. So if she's doing that, she's got to stop it. And I think she's got a command of the issues that is impressive on a debate stage. She doesn't need to fake stuff and just own the fact that you worked for these corporations. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I think she's an impressive candidate.
The singing is a misstep. I do.
It showed personality. She didn't look like a robot.
Well, her whole thing is that she's a robot. Oscar's right. I think she showed that. Who knows? We'll have to keep watching. It's a fun theater.
A little while ago, I played you a clip of Friends where they took a scene with Ross and took the laugh track out.
Yeah.
And it sounded really creepy. Someone did the same thing with Bill Cosby. This is Bill Cosby stand up with no laugh track, and it just feels awkward.
I think drugs make people they get like. Now, when they started out, they said, let's get high and have fun. So they're high, now they're paranoid.
Am I falling out of this chair?
Then I've known people who've gotten stoned and they start to laugh and nobody knows what they're laughing at. They just...
That is so bad. That's like...
And he's talking about
that
drugs.
is just so creepy. It's like every comedian's nightmare too. When you hear that silence. Oh my god.
And you know what? We were talking about Carly Fiorina. Donald Trump has a complaint about her.
Donald Trump complained today that Carly Fiorina says the same thing over and over and over. So I guess that makes her a
loser. 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 We have losers.
Thesauruses are for losers.
That is your magic audio ball. Have a great Tuesday, everybody.
That's it. We got to get out of here. I want to tell you our show today brought to you by ZipRecruiter.com. Business owners, are you hiring but not sure where to find the best candidates? One thing is for sure, your company is only as good as the people you hire. But to find the best, you can't rely on one single job posting. And when you're already short-staffed, you don't have the time to deal with dozens of different job sites until now. Thanks to ZipRecruiter.com. You can post to over 100 job sites with one single click, and you'll be instantly matched to the best candidates from over 6 million resumes. Just one post, and within 24 hours, you can sit back and watch your candidates appear in ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. Actual client testimonials say that ZipRecruiter takes the torture out of the hiring process. ZipRecruiter is faster, easier, and the source for their best employees. ZipRecruiter has been used by over 400,000 businesses. Shouldn't you give it a try? You can try ZipRecruiter today, and it's free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS and get started. That's ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. Don't wait. Try it for free right now at ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara saying, see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
So long.
Ciao, ciao.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.